Yeah, it's Johnny Grube from ModManTraining.com. There's always discussions about what's better, blue-collar work or gym work. Being strong is always better than being weak. So whatever needs to be done to get you through, then you do it. See, I was training before training was cool, in the early 80s. I would say I was exposed to it way before that. I was probably exposed to some type of training in the 70s. My dad, truck driver / furniture mover, thick man, short, stocky, thick. Could lift anything, drank a lot. I wouldn't call him fit, but he definitely was strong. I grew up around men like this, guys that drank and were strong. I just was always around this blue-collar environment, toughness and things like that. People get offended by toughness today. I don't understand why toughness is some type of bad thing, but some people like to say I got this tough guy attitude, my fake tough guy attitude. Hey man, this is me, day in and day out, always been. Investigate, check it out, ask people who know me. I haven't changed. This is exactly how I live. This is exactly who I am with my wife, my kids, my friends, my brother, my sisters. I don't change it. It's the way I'm at work. I've just always been this way. Like it or not, I don't care if you're offended by it. My message doesn't resonate with most weak people. I get it. I'm not trying to change the way you think. I'm not trying to make you feel good. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Okay, this is the way I am. So when I talk about these different types of training, because I did both for many, many years, and I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, the way I live my life, I tell people, man, you should train the way you live your life. Train the way you fight. Okay? That makes sense to me. Now, the gym, I did all that. The benches, the heavy squats, the heavy deadlifts. I was obsessed with it. I took supplement after supplement, gained the fucking weight. I did everything except take steroids or testosterone. And I got strong and I got big. Okay? But getting strong and getting big does have its disadvantages. And it did for me. Because when you train like that, blue collar and heavy lifting, you're in constant recovery. As I got older, I started thinking to myself, how is this functional if I'm constantly sore? How am I going to save myself or defend somebody if I cannot barely fucking move? I'm constantly angry because I'm not hurt, I'm just fucking sore. Okay? Constant recovery sucks and it doesn't make sense. Not to me. Like, there was no reason for me to be lifting heavy weight like I was. There was no reason that I have to bench 400 pounds. I've never in my entire life had to push 400 pounds off my chest. Never have I ever had to stand up with 400, 500, 600 pounds on my shoulders, perfectly balanced. It doesn't happen. And even a deadlift, which I do think is a good exercise, using a bar is not the same as lifting something outside. Okay? There is no form outdoors. And that's a problem. People, you want to use good form in the gym so they don't hurt themselves, come home, move their living room couch, and get fucking hurt. I hear it all the time. Big, strong men can't move a 100-pound, 150-pound couch. It makes no sense to me. I no longer care about size. I no longer care about lifting heavy weights. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't live my life that way. And all the blue-collar work I did, never had to lift that type of heavy weight. The way I live my life builds a toughness. It just does. My workouts, you see them, they're boring. I'm not posting videos of me with my shirt off, okay? Like a lot of guys follow men who have their shirts off. It makes no sense to me where men would follow men who constantly have their shirts off. It's kind of weird, but hey, that's you. You do you, I'll do me. My whole life has been physical. So maybe that's why I don't resonate with a lot of people. Okay, ever since I was a kid, I was physical. Okay, I've never been weak, per se. Okay, it's never happened. I was athletic. I played sports. I was playing tackle football into my 40s and on a regular basis. I wanted to do anything I could to compete. It was fun. It was physical. It just made you fucking feel like a man. So, just some examples, like when I bought my first home at 24, 25 years old, I didn't have a refrigerator. Well, what I did, because I didn't have a pickup truck, I didn't have anybody with a pickup truck at the moment, I went 7 blocks to the local used appliance store, bought a refrigerator, asked them if I could use the refrigerator hand truck, and I hand trucked it 7 fucking blocks back to my house by myself. When I moved to New Jersey, I unloaded 2 floors, a 2-story home, dressers, bureaus, beds, couches, everything, all by myself, into a 26-foot rider truck. All by myself. When people need things moved, they call me, because I do those things. I'm not getting hurt moving a fucking couch. People will say, well, you may someday. Well, again, I'm almost 54 years old. It could happen. It hasn't happened yet. When I was younger, I was 18 years old. I would hear from guys, wait till people. I'd hear from guys that were in their late 20s. Oh, wait till you get my age. Oh, okay. Then when I'm fucking in my late 20s or in my 30s, guys in their 40s would say, hey, wait till you get my age. Then when I was in my 40s, guys in their 50s were saying, wait till you get my age. Okay, now I'm fucking 53, almost 54, and I got guys that are fucking 58 saying, wait till you get my age. So what fucking 4 more years? Fucking what's going to change? These are what the fucking excuses men make. And I just don't live by that fucking type of mentality. I'm going to keep going until I fucking can't. I try to live my life fucking the same way as I always lived it. Okay, I'm pretty energetic still for 53 years old and not taking any fucking testosterone or anything like that. Now, the way I train is fucking boring. I said it before, it's boring. I get it. I'm just showing people there's ways that you can train. Our bodies are made to be trained different times. I don't believe it should be on a regimen. I believe you should train. I believe you should be functional for outdoors. I believe you should be functional for anything that goes down. People in the gym are not. Okay? They're not. There's too much time. There's not enough time to do this, especially when everybody got so many things to do. You go to the gym, and if you can spend 2-3 hours in the gym, great. I don't want to do that. There's no reason, like I said, that I have to bench press 300-400 pounds. There's not a fucking reason in the world for it. Unless you're competing. I get it. You're an athlete playing football. I get that. But a regular fucking guy who's got a regular fucking job, who wants to stay physically fit and do things and be able to play with their grandkids and lift them up without hurting themselves, well, that's what I want. Like, for instance, if I'm doing a 220-pound trap bar deadlift, and I do 30, 40, 50 reps with it. 1 set. Some people think, oh, that's not that hard. It's fucking extremely hard. And probably unless you're a pretty, I would say almost a world-class lifter, you're probably not going to do that in your first try. Probably not. The other day when I made the video where I deadlifted 220 10 times, walked 10 yards, 10 deadlifts, walked another 10 yards, and 10 more deadlifts. That was 30 reps, not putting it down, walking with it. It's not as easy as people think it is. I mean, you could try it. People that usually try these things find out that it's really not that fucking easy. Try dragging a sled, a plastic sled with some weight in it. Try dragging that 100, 200 yards. Try and see how it makes you feel. See how your legs feel. See how your fucking lungs feel. Okay? It'll just rip the shit out of you, especially if you're just a guy that goes to the gym. Like I said, man, people use me to move things, and that's what I'm good at. I just am. Don't be offended by it, okay? Like I said, I transitioned from the gym to remain more functional. It makes no sense to not be functional, not be able to fucking move or do the things I need to do. One incident, my son-in-law was trying to move his pool table out of his basement. It was a 2-piece pool table, just a slate. Slate's heavy. Well, me and him carried it up the first one. He was breathing heavy. So we go back down. I say, hey, man, relax, man. I'm breaking his balls. I say, hey, whenever you're ready. So, of course, I'm breaking his balls. So we take it back up. He's breathing heavy. He's very capable, not a weak man by any stretch. But tough for him to carry shit up steps. He goes in, says to my daughter, damn. And my daughter goes, was my dad breathing heavy? And he's like, nope. Yeah. And then later on in the night, he goes, man, I gotta fucking do something. And that's just that little stuff that people do. They act like it's not a big fucking deal until they have to do it. And it happens almost all the time. Nobody ever goes to the gym and tries to fucking bench 300 pounds and says, oh man, I can't fucking do it. But I can tell you right now, when you fucking are out there trying to do things, normal things that men used to do easily, men can't do it. So it's not about blue collar or the gym. It's about what's functional for you. Are you going to remain functional, or are you just doing it to do it? Don't kill yourself. Get strong. Strong's always better than being weak. Whatever you got to do. But I can tell you right now, man, if you're not functional, you're always hurt, you're always sore, it isn't fucking worth it. You need to train your body as naturally as you possibly can, I believe. Our bodies were made to pick up things, carry things, drag things. We were made to walk up hills, walk up steps. We were made for that. We were made to carry this fucking load. And you don't want to do it? I don't care. I'm just telling you, you will get great results doing that. And if you have the time to do the fucking heavy lifting and do that, hey man, it might even be better for you. But I can tell you right now, if you just train in the gym, you're going to wind up with a lot of fucking injuries, and you're probably going to wind up stopping at some point. Later.